Hi sir, have a nice day. My name is Vanita Kesavan ID DEM 0520040-21 from Group 1. Today, our group given by the topic is create a report and interview the witness. The crime we choose is robbery, so we are the one who interview in this case. Today, our group present about the incident had happened at Saujana Impian apartment. So let's go to our video.
Good morning, sir. I am Samita Dr. Pintaro. My number ID is DEM 06200123. Today I talking about thief case at apartment. I interviewed the victim, Mr. Raman, the husband. I asked such a question to him. His name is Raman. His number ID is 880928052214. His house address is Block AB, number 10, Saujana Impian Apartment, 7200 Kolopila, Negeri Sembilan. His phone number is 01425879932. He say 4 people in this house. Second is I asked semi-structured question to him. He say a thief was happened even he not around the home. This is the first time happened to him house. This happened around 12 a.m. at him house. Raman say 11:30 p.m. he out from apartment. He explained the incident. Whenever he was going out, 4 people get into him house without his wife no leave. His wife told how was they even this incident happened. He no tell anyone about this incident. He no suspend anyone in this apartment. He go out in that night suddenly because this was an emergency call for the hospital to him. His wife said to him that these 4 people was involved. He no report this to anyone in apartment, but he asked him guard and neighbor that what happened. Third is I asked non-structured question to Raman. He described about the suspensions more detail. There are 4 of them. As pay, his wife say. He say there is a 4 suspensions. Suspension. Describe each of them that he can remember. He say do not cannot because he not around even the incident happened. As his wife say they got knife and gun. He say they are looking like insurance officers. He meet them before this incident happened at a function. He say jewelry and money still by them. He say things they leave in the house before they left. He say handkerchief and knife they left in house. He don't touch the things that they are left because he can know we want to use this for their fingerprint. He say he can identify the thief. Okay, thank you so much to listening to me, sir.
Hi, I'm Vika Devi here. My student ID is DEM 052017, batch number 21. So, I'm the police officer for this assignment and police case study. As a police officer, I interview the witness as Mrs. Sista. She is age 32, Mr. Raman's wife. I asked her about the incident that happened in Saujana Impian apartment robbery case. And she's from block AB number 10 Saujana Impian apartment 72000 Kuala Pilla Negeri Sembilan. I asked her who is with her at the apartment when the incident happened. Mrs. Sista said there was she, her husband, her daughter and her housemate. For more details, I asked her where she going when the incident happened. She said she going to her while elder sister wedding function at hall nearby the apartment. And I asked her when she back from the wedding function. She said he back from wedding function after 12 a.m. And also she wear lot of jewelry on her. After that, I asked her did he felt that anyone follow her, and Mrs. Sita said she felt so. Then I asked her explain about the incident that happened to her. She also cooperated to me and explained about the incident. She said after she finished wedding function, she felt like some noisy sound from outside. Then she will know that have 4 robberies put injection on her Maid hand and also Mr. Sita run and she sleep on floor like maid. And they furthermore they just stole her money and jewelry from her. Lastly, she don't know about their looks and she said maybe their homemade know about their looking and dressings. Then I made her go and she also leaving from there. I started to investigate to her maid. And this is my presentation. Thank you for listening to my presentation. Thank you.
Hi sir, have a nice day. My name is Vanita K7 IDTAM 05200040 batch 21 from group 1. Today I will interview as a police officer for the person witness who involved at Mr. Mrs. Raman Sita Saujana India apartment to identify the robbery. On 20 December 2021, time 2 a.m. As a police officer, I intake the case. Before the interview start, as a police officer, I ask introduced to their own self. Then the maid tell her name is Srilada, age 38, and working housemaid, and she say work for past 5 years in Mr. Mrs. Raman Sida house. I asked to her why your face not same like a Malaysia citizen. That's the time she say actually she came from India country. Also, I asked to her show permit and visa card that you stay in Malaysia as a proof. Then she proved that although her house at Tama Tuanku Jaffa, but unfortunately she is not at go for the house because she is made right. In the late night, she stay in Mr. and Mrs. Raman Sida apartment, she said. And then as a police officer, I politely asked what were doing at 12 a.m. Monday or night. The maid tell she stay at the Mr. and Mrs. Raman Sida apartment to taking care their daughter while cleaning the home. After that, as a police officer, I asked before this any incident will happen at that house. Maid say no, and this is the first time also. While I asking the some important points regarding the report, I would like explain the maid what were the maid thinking about the bosses. Then she said Mr. Rama is very busy in his business and not spend time as much. Then she described Mrs. Sida and she is doing online business, very rich girl and smooth girl also. Even though maid say Mrs. Sida always caring, Sri Radha has a blood sister. Then I asked Sri Radha maid on the incident where they were going on. Then she tell Mr. Raman going emergency to call from hospital. On that time before the incident, Mrs. Sida back from home after finish their elder sister wedding function. Like this, the maid say with me as a police. Then I asked how feel first time to see robbery. She say feel like nervous and fainted. Then I asked why you fainted for this kind of crime. Then she say she actually raised her voice to get help. Unfortunately, the one of the robbery put injection on their hand. Then, as a police officer, I asked is that you remember how many robbery there. Then the maid tell 4%. One person look like Jim body, another person have tattoo on his left hand, is drawing like Scorpio. Another one look like fat, and last one height is too small. Then another I asked anything they carry out on their hand, and then Shishe socks and bag. Then as a police officer, I kept trying to ask any other evidence to get. On the last time only, she say after fainted open her eyes, she saw shoe chops and some tiny pieces hair on the floor. At the last moment only, I get some important points to catch the robbery for this case. Thank you, sir.
A very good afternoon to Mr. Vignesh. My name is Tamanisha Dr. Venkataramana. My ID number is 05290 from Diploma in Investment Management from batch 21. Today I would like to talk about the robbery case of Mr. Raman apartment. 3 days back, I interviewed with Raman's neighbor, who is Miss Wong, on December 20. She gave me a detail regarding this robbery case happened in Mr. Raman house. In this case, had some witness. One of these witness is Miss Wong, the neighbor of Mr. Raman apartment. IC number is 021218100550 plus her phone number is 01633969929. She is the call to police station when she saw Mr. Raman wife and maid fall down on the floor. So she literally don't know what happened in his house. At that time, she and family went to shopping. When they came back and saw this happen around 12 a.m. So I asked to Miss Wong about a character, Mr. Raman's wife character. She said that she is a good girl from her perception. Miss Wong and Mr. Raman's wife are best friends, almost sharing their personal stuff. Actually, Miss Wong have no idea who attacked Mr. Raman's wife, but she has some suspicions move in the apartment, which is she saw a red Mini Cooper car waiting in the parking lot. But I asked her, this is not evidence of this case. But she say it is evidence because in an apartment no one will use this expensive car. So on that day she came back from shopping, she saw the car in the parking lot. So I noted this in my evidence of this case. So that's all she know about this case. That's all from me. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Deepan son of Iswaran and my ID is DEM05200077 and today I am to present about the interview that I have taken with the security guard of an apartment that has robbed. So it is interview. I interview a security guard who works in the apartment who get robbed, Mr. Sita. So firstly I start the question with his name in IC and security guard reply with his name is Mr. Najib Sulaiman and his IC is 741217080550. Continue to that, I asked to the guard that how many people are working in this apartment and how many years of experience they have, and Mr. Sulaiman say that there are 2 people are working here. With him include Mr. Kumar, and the both of them are working here for 10 years. So continue to that, I asked him before this where did he work and why he come here, and he replied that he works well in a college called MSU and he joins here because of his house was nearby. And after that I asked about the victim's family, how many years they are living here, and Mr. Sulaiman said that the family are living here for 5 years. And I asked about how many people are staying in this house, and he says that there are 4 people are staying in house, and the house owners are Mr. Raman, the victim's husband, and the victim, his wife, also known as Sita, Raman, and his only daughter. With them, their maid also staying with them. And after that, I asked about the victim's family behavior and about the peoples in the house. And the guard said that Mr. Raman is a good and hardworking guy and he loves his family very much. And also the victim Sita was a sweet and helpful person in this apartment and most of the people are like Mr. Sita. And also the maid are quiet person in this apartment and she will not talk too much to others but he has a good relation and very good talking with the family. And also for additional information, their daughter who love the maid so much. Also, the maid only pick up her from school most of the time. So when I come to the main question, I mentioned with that what really happened in this event, and the security guard says that he really not in there because when is the event happening time he had a stomach pain. So he went to the clinic and he didn't know anything that what happened that time. So I never get the information about the incident and when asked about the other guy, he says that the other guy never come to work because of his son had an accident. So he's the only one in charge. And I asked that so in any information what time Mr. Rama leaves and he says that he leaves at 11:45 because when he had a stomach pain he thinks that the time is 12. So 10 or 15 minutes before only Mr. Raman leaves the apartment. So when at last I asked him about so any other suspicious thing you noticed before you leaving this apartment, he says that he noticed a suspicious thing in this apartment and it was a car was parked near their apartment at 11 p.m. night, but no one gets out of the car for so long. But the guard said he cannot go and check because of it's outside the apartment. Also, they have parked the car near a shop, so they think the persons are coming for the shop. And he said after he come back from the clinic, he said that he never notices the car was no longer there. And when I asked how long you take to the clinic, he said nearly it take 30 minutes to 1 hour. So after that, I asked about, do you see anything about the car or did you notice anything about the car? And he says that the car is the car's model is a Mini Cooper and the color of the car is red. Then after that, I asked the guy, did you use any other things such as number plates or anything? He says he never notice or see the number plate properly, but he says the number plate of the car is end with 79. And also you see additional information such as you see a letter S sticker near the petrol tank side on the car. So after that I asked, did you see any other information? He said he really know about this only. So I say that if you have anything, did you know or you remember any other information regarding this case? I asked him to send me or tell me about it, and I leave the interview. And he was so cooperative. And this is the end of the interview. Thank you.
Hi sir, my name is Vanita Kesma, ID DEM05200040-21. In overall, in this case, the four robbery catch by five police officers who will interview the five witnesses. They used this crime, the evidence which given by the five witnesses. That's all for me and my group members. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for watching and listening our video.